I wanted to just give you a quick overview of kind of what I'm talking about. So I'm in this progressions tool page, and you can pick difficulty levels, that kind of thing, a style, a key, or you can enter keywords, and you'll see that the all of the progressions are. I have to get up here and look at them. I'm running off my monitor here. Anyway, they're named as chord progressions, tempo, and have little keywords in them. So I've got this little smooth jazz thing, and you see when we're on this particular measure, we're looking at the notes of the C major scale, and we get to here, we're looking at the notes of the E major scale. You can see that if you look here, you see the A, B, and the E and the F sharp and all this right here, this little pattern here on these two strings, I would say. If I look at this, you'll see what it changes to. So while it's here, that little area is like this. And when it gets to here, that same little area is. So if we kind of zero in on that, and play that chord change. And then if we go back here, it goes back to the same major scale. And when we get to here, because it's a jazz thing, I stuck in a whole tone scale. So in that same area of the neck, we've got that kind of stuff. So if I play along with that, once I've isolated this area of the neck, and I've figured out where all those notes are, now I can look at, instead of looking at the neck while I play, which you can, but of course, when the change happens, it's already there. So you do have to spend some time kind of learning in each progression, and then it gives you an opportunity to do some transitions. So let's say I want to play around with these notes here, and I want to maybe hit this C, and then bend. You see, that was these notes right here, and these right here. So maybe I want to do that, and then I want to sort of mimic that in this new key. Then maybe I would do this right here. Or, so maybe I would start to... so it's the same kind of feel. Let me just kind of play along with it, and you'll see what's going on here. Anyway, so you get the idea. You can noodle around and you can come up with different things. So the way I would teach this is I would say, okay, let's isolate two strings. I had a theory teacher that told me one of the best ways to learn things is and discover creative ideas is to limit what you're working with. So let's say I've got just these notes. And if you break that down, when it's in C, this is a pattern you're looking at here in the third position. This is a pattern you're looking at here in the fifth position. And then here's a pattern you're looking at here in the seventh position. Of course, the position numbers are where your first finger is. So if I've got this, and so instead of trying to learn, 7 modes for every major scale, look where the notes of the scale are and then learn those. It's more of a macro kind of a learning thing, but in limiting what you're working with at any time. So now, you've got that, but those same positions or those same areas, now I can shift down. So I'm not starting on the 3rd position, but I'm starting in the 2nd position. And I once again, I have 3 different. So now I've got all that to work with. So if I use just those notes and play along here, now I can come up with some things. Maybe I'll just stay here. And instead of trying to do a bunch of noodling around, make a melody. So now I'm going to just stay right in here and then shift, down, because now a lot of those notes are different. So you'll see what I'm talking about here. So you get the idea. And, rather than just showing somebody what I just showed you and just turning them loose, what we would do is work on very specific examples. Then again, like I mentioned, there could be hundreds and hundreds of specific lessons. And by the way, I looked at those 2 guys that you were talking about. I looked at some samples and examples, and those guys are really good guitar players. And they do a good job of teaching. I think what's missing is this, is all this. What I'm not able to do on their sites is really look at this. One of the guys talked about, he's talking about when he's shifting from, he's playing his pentatonic scales, he's shifting from one position to another. He's shifting with his first finger to this position, his 3rd finger when he goes up, first finger when he goes down. But it's not really, we're not seeing anything. We're not seeing this visual. So, this is just one example. Again, we've got country styles. And so if I load this, now you'll see this showing that we should use the A blues scale here. And then when we get here, we want the G major scale. And I think it goes to the C major scale on the 3rd beat or something. And then you've got back to the A blues scale. Let's see if I start there. Yeah. So it goes to a minor in the middle there. So if I played along with this, it'd be a similar kind of thing. So you see what's going on there. I wasn't looking at this. I was just playing. But we can, let's just say we go up to the 12th position. Let's play around up here. So you see how we can really zero in on an area of the neck, and we're looking at the note names. The reason, by the way, for the colors is their interval numbers. So you'll see that the blue, and I probably need to separate to make these numbers a little bit more different. Purple and blue are pretty close. But you see the blue, that's the 5th of the scale, the 5th note of the scale. The yellow is the 3rd. The red is the 1 or the root. And the white is the 6th. If I go back down, let's just say I'll go ahead and show everything, and you'll see why that's kind of a cool thing. And I'll just make the position the whole neck. I'm sorry. Go down here, go all the way to the 22nd fret, which we can do this. But now the reason for the colors is now you can quickly see all of the A notes all over the neck, all of the D notes, all of the E, and the D sharp is the blue note in the A blues scale. So, if you're so used to playing the A blues scale on the 5th fret, get up here and start playing it in the 12th fret. Or in the 7th fret. That's your modes. But see, if you know what the notes are, once you have dug deep enough that you begin to know what the notes are, you're no longer really depending just on patterns. Though patterns are always helpful, you know that, for example, if you know in the A blues scale that the D sharp is the blue note, when you get up here on the 12th fret, then you know you can... So, you're no longer depending on doing this same thing that everybody does. You can do it anywhere it shows up, like up here. So if you can sort of follow that. Anyway, this is just kind of the beginning of my... again, I'm going to use these tools to teach. I'll go to the scale builder for an example, and you can build things, by the way, just by clicking the notes. So let's say you want to clicking on it. I've got my mouse. I'm having to use my trackpad. Let me use my mouse. So there's a little riff we just made up. So if I play it back, and if we want to listen to it, kind of more of a distorted guitar sound. And then once you've kind of come up with something that you like, that you want to practice it, you can listen to what it would sound like if you did it more up tempo. You just put that in there. Now you can go in and work out hammer-ons, pull-offs, stretches, all kinds of ways of phrasing that. And if you wanted to download a picture of this, an image of this, you just click this and it'll download, and you can print it out and sit and practice with it. Anyway, so I hope that kind of gives you a better idea of what I've been working on.